I really will keep this shit a fucking buck. Trading is brainwash. Okay, but that's okay. Hold on. We put up $1 million net profit on some of these brands before in a month. Great question. I was about to write a tweet about it and I was never gonna put it out. I had these pieces, but it's like anytime I tried something legit out of my comfort zone, I'd quit.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. We got Jimmy Farley today, downtown in Brickell, Miami. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic.
Fantastic. I'm glad he's back on the pod today. We tried to line up in the past. Didn't work, but now today we're back in town. So we got Jimmy on the pod. So for anybody that doesn't know who you are yet, go ahead and do a quick intro, what you do, and everybody you work with essentially.
Yeah, so basically my whole thing is related to TikTok marketing. That's kind of always been my focus of my career. The ways it's gone about have, I'd say, changed slightly. For the most part, it all comes down to blowing products up online. It was mostly e-commerce backed. We do a little bit of app stuff, but regardless, all unrelated to being an influencer, anything like that. It's all the UGC, TikTok Shop now. We all know this fucking shit. We can talk all about that. And just being an affiliate for brands, helping brands grow on TikTok, and having my creators under me doing the same.
Okay. Now, as someone that initially met you, I think a little over a year now.
Well over a year, yeah.
Yeah, so when I talked to you over the phone, it was from fucking Twitter. Mm-hmm. I think Derek connected us. And it was about go high level affiliate stuff. And now,
right,
fucking way beyond that for myself, and you're doing way different things too. Because I don't think back then you were doing TikTok Shop to the level you are now, right?
Well, yeah, we can get into the whole thing with that. But TikTok Shop isn't even my main focus. But I was doing, you saw it, we initially connected about TikTok marketing. It's similar in that sense of still it's the same principles we use to go viral, everything like that. It's just changed in the sense now of more it's focused on being an actual affiliate for brands and being creators than it is this broad scope marketing, even making the videos yourself. It's just a different setup these days.
Okay. How did you start to build these relationships with these brands to make it a hell yes, obvious yes to work with you?
So dude, the agency side isn't even I can lay out the pieces of my business, but I
want you to do that because I don't think many people really know.
Right. Okay. So basically it all started it makes more sense too when you see the progression to how now everything's kind of been a culmination of all of my years of doing TikTok marketing into how my current ecosystem is set up now. So I started in 2020. I don't even want to tell this whole story. You can go see it on my YouTube, all that better explained. But basically I go out there and I was in college, right? I was freshman in college, 2020, hustling, doing whatever, got sent home from COVID, and I just followed that, classic glory track of shit, I need to make money online. This is drop shipping, blah, 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 blah. Stumbled on TikTok really fucking early. There wasn't even products on TikTok at this time, bro. There was TikTok Ads Manager wasn't even a thing yet.
Wow.
That was not a thing until I think end of 2020, maybe early 2021. When it first came out, it was in Chinese. I saw all this shit.
I actually remember seeing that myself.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Damn.
And so we were doing products and getting millions of views on the color changing swimwear was my OG product in fucking summer of 2020, June, so just really, and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Just literally posting these videos, they're getting millions of views, their sales are going up. Fuck it, to me, $10,000 was unbelievable. And then it just kept going. We were doing $100,000 revenue months off TikTok in 2021. And
some OGs there.
Yeah, there's a whole crazy story too of of me going back to school too. I was gonna go finish my pledging thing for my frat, go back to my sophomore year of college. And the day I went back, I'd done in total at that time, 10,000 in revenue on Shopify. And the day I went back, I posted this video, went ballistic, and I did 35K in a day, 20K profit. And I dropped out of school that day. And so it's there's a glory story of it, whatever. There was some downsides, typical how, drop shipping goes, bro. It's the ups and downs. Never made any crazy money off that, but I was a dirty fucking creator, dude. I would go, me and my partner would go on these runs of 10 videos in a row I've had at one point with over 2 million views. We ran that shit up.
Was your partner at this time Luca?
No, it was actually my hometown friend named Evan. He's doing his own thing now,
okay.
Kind of viral marketing, but in the kind of startup space.
Okay, then how did you pivot from, or how did you kind of graduate from just being like kind of a creator yourself doing this to saying, hey, I'm going to start creating an agency to do this?
Right. So this is what I was about to get to. So it's like, you know, I was so fucking clueless too. This is one of the things I look back where I'm like, damn, bro, I'm very happy with where I'm at now, but I'm like, dude, took me a fucking minute, you know, like if I had a mentor, like if I knew Rob earlier, like fucking A. But, you know, right around there, like I was still trying to run this swimwear brand. I was going to like sell it. We ended up selling it. It was pennies on the fucking dollar, whatever, you know, just like bullshit I'm going through. But right before that period, I get on Twitter and start like talking about this shit. And if you run it back to like, I'm not one to like toot my own horn or anything. Like, you know, when it comes to e-com operating, I'm like no better than the average person. Fucking, I don't know shit about Facebook ads, anything like that. Even TikTok ads, I'm fucking semi clueless. But when it comes to this organic space, like you can really run the numbers fucking back, check the stats, check all these like concepts people use. Like all that dates back to like the early shit of like I've created a lot of this space. Like when I first got on Twitter, where I was talking about, you know, hey, here's how we drive millions of views for these products on TikTok. You know, no one had a fucking clue what I was talking about, bro. Right. And so I got buzzed really quickly. Right. It's the same way it is now with like TikTok Shop. TikTok organic was such a buzzword. You remember that? Yeah. Like I've seen these buzzwords just, you know, just drop, right? And you remember like everyone's tried to start a UGC agency, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
That was a trend a little while ago.
Yeah, exactly. So like I watched all those things happen. And from that Twitter, I started to build a little network, right? So I started to realize, okay, my real like powerful thing in this is my skills. Like I understand this TikTok marketing shit at a really deep level. I understand the content side. I can teach other people this. You know, I had my little Discord where I was teaching people like TikTok dropshipping, kind of like just knowing what I knew, right? When I realized the dropshipping was a bad medium of using these skills, right? These viral skills are so powerful. It's like, oh, you know, like what if I go use that on a startup where the upside's way stronger? What if I go do this on this brand? But the space just wasn't fully developed then to be able to do that. You know, like people don't understand, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so I had like my little like consulting agency, like, or I like call it agency, whatever, where there's points where, you know, I was making videos for brands, blowing up brands. Then it's like, you know, I had creators under me. Then it's like I'm doing teams, like, you know, honestly, like Tabs Chocolate, Andrew Tate, like that grew the market a lot because people like saw it, you know. Don't want to speak about any relations to Tabs Chocolate, whatever, you know, don't put me in that bucket. Not a subtweet, it is what it is. But if you know, you know. Doesn't take a fucking genius. But real shit though, like I will give credit where it's due, right? It's like, you know, that whole buzz was a crazy fucking run, you know, and I was living in that area at the time, you know, he was living my roommate, watching this shit go. I was like, I watched how it helped my shit where it's like everybody wanted a creator team and I could kind of supply it, right? Like I had this service where I was like, you know, I'll like try to build a creator team. I had my like dropshipping Discord. So I get all these like former drop shippers to, you know, make these videos. And now I'm about to start into how it comes into my business, right?
This is great.
So I'd get these like teams, like 6 to 7 people, 8 people, whatever. Some of these products, you know, like if you know, like some of my early ones while I still had this like agency where, you know, like Mo from Limitless NZT, you know, fucking Fez from Sweet Dreams.
I know Sweet Dreams.
And then, dude, the last one, I said, I'm not taking any more clients off after this. I'm going to switch what I'm doing, make a more high leverage play, was fucking rob the bank. You know, Robert Oliver.
Wow.
And last one, I literally told myself, bro, I'm like, I need to go figure out something to do. Because I was in this period, bro, where I was like, literally 2 years, I was making like 20, 30 grand a month. And it was like, enough, like when you're in fucking bullshit Scottsdale, you know, like you live a fine life.
You can cruise.
You can just cruise, bro. You know, it's like I wasn't really going out. I didn't have like crazy material. You know, you're just like kind of comfortable, but I knew I wanted more. Yeah. And I was just like, I'm going to figure some other shit out. And when I met Rob, I was like, dude, I'm going to invest into this fucking relationship. I had just gone through some bullshit with my partner, some shit I said I wouldn't speak on. And I knew I had to need to like fucking make a big leap, bro. And I had all these pieces of like, okay, I know the fucking marketing better than anyone. And I still like, that's still my moat today. And I'm like, I know I have like a community of people that trust me, that I built trust with. Like I've taught kids drop shipping, but the drop shipping shit isn't it, bro. And we'll talk about that too. Like Drop shipping, there's too many fucking skills. There's too many variables. The TikTok isn't enough leverage. You also have to learn the site, the product, the customer psychology, the funnel, the
even copywriting.
The copywriting, all that shit, right? Like you have to, there's not enough leverage just off the TikTok, right? So I'm like, this TikTok agency shit works. I gave Rob this crazy deal. I tried to, like, I'm like giving him a pitch deck. He's like, I don't even fucking want to hear it. I just know that, like, I want to work with you. And so like me and Rob had a connection really quickly. And luckily he stuck with me long enough. I really started to get results for him. Like, you know, I started with him when we were at 100K a month on his brand, you know, watched it go to 200, 300. And right around there, he's like, dude, you need to keep doing this, bro. He's like, you know, a big part of Rob's thing too was I learned the power of Amazon brands. Pushing TikTok to Amazon is exponentially more powerful than fucking Shopify, because every click becomes 2 with the organic ranking. You know, the conversion rate's like 10 times higher. You know, we convert at 15% on there versus 2% on a Shopify store. So it's 7 times more powerful on that end. You know, I was like, dude, this is like light work. 1 million views, I'm doing more than 20 million on Shopify. You know, I was like, and he's going to invest in me. You know, Rob's out here just like, dude, I don't care. Like he had hella money because he had to exit. Amazon dudes are different, bro. They're different. And he's like, all right, dude, I need you to go get creators. Like, you know, we started to get close. He came out and like met with me in Arizona. He's like, you need to make a fucking leap. And that was the start of Creators Corner.
Okay.
And so this comes into my business now, right? I remember sitting in Scottsdale thinking I got to solve this problem. I hope I'm not rambling on this story.
No, honestly, it's just very good because even me, I didn't know this entire process.
Okay.
And I was going to ask you to go into this.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure.
Nah, bro.
So like, I remember sitting in my bed in Scottsdale, like, okay, like I said, I'm doing my inventory. Like, I got my skills, I got my people, I got trust, you know, like I had my like Twitter network. Like my network was always above my net worth, you know, at that time. Like I just always had good connections. You know, like, dude, I'm gonna be honest, like, you know me off camera, like I try to really be a nice dude, you know, like I try to really be consistent, you know, I try to do right where I can.
Except the night of poker. You pissed me the fuck off that night.
Wait, what did I do with poker? Wait, was I fucking,
Dude,
my God.
Trolling.
I was trolling your ass.
I was getting fucking pissed.
I forgot I was bullying your ass that night. I'm sorry. Even then, I don't like laughing at people. I like laughing with people. I feel like it got past that point. I was
getting mad.
I was like, I did Frank dirty. Looking back though, some of those jokes were funny though.
No, they were.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page. And I was sucking ass that night, so it's not like I was like being a bitch. Like I was, you know, never mind. But if you know, you know. Regardless though, like I really like, you know, I'm not doing what some of these other people I just discussed a second ago, like burn every bridge they ever touch. Oh. You know, like I just can't get behind those types of people where it's like, you know, they're burning every fucking bridge. So I'm doing my inventory. I'm like, I got these good connections. I got these people. I got these students. I got the thing. I just don't have the plan for, I got the brands, right? Like I got the Rob, like Rob had friends. He's like, we can build products. He's like, dude, I'm gonna give you equity.
You got everything you need.
Yeah, I got this, right? Now, how do I get more people into this, bro? Because the issue is that I could get 7 people assigned to a brand, but I couldn't get fucking 50. Right? Like, especially 50 fucking good people. And I had no reason to invest into my people with this agency shit. Like, you know, you charge 10 grand for 10 creators or whatever it is. And you got to pay the fucking creators. And it's like, let's say the creators you pay them 6 to 7, you know, little base pays, and then they get their little commissions. You take 30% on that. Like, bro, that's just like, you can't take too many clients on, or else you can't deliver a good service, because a lot of it's managing. I had no reason to invest into these creators too, because like, you know, in terms of like teaching them, holding their hand, like why would I do that? I'm like just trying to go. So I'm like, okay, I need to get more people bought into this, because the one thing though, this is another thing, this shit worked. Like if you know that girl Sydney.
Yeah, she's one of your best testimonials, right?
Yes, bro. So she was there since day one of this fucking like agency come up thing. She was like a dropship, like trying to drop ship, made amazing content, but just like, dude, the dropshipping shit has so many pieces, bro. Like for a random kid that worked at McDonald's, Chipotle, wherever she worked.
The gap's so big.
Yes, bro. And especially like, you know, a girl is not gonna like be in the same world to talk about like guy business stuff, you know. I was like, dude, come do this shit with me. You'll actually make some money. I'll get you making this. And she was like she was so good at fucking content that like she was immediately making 10K, and I was like, oh my God, like I just need to make more fucking Sydneys. So how do I do it, bro? How do I do it? And I realized, like, I remember just waking up being like, my partners wanted to do a dropshipping program, and I just wasn't behind that because it's so hard, right? I was like, dude, fuck all that. I'm gonna teach people how to be fucking Sydney. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna teach people how to be fucking Sydney. I know that the worst case, they're gonna get paid fucking retainers. Yeah. They're gonna get paid to fucking learn. They're not gonna have to spend on ads. They're not gonna have to learn a funnel. They're gonna get really good at TikToks. Worst case, they'll fucking become dirty at content. Mm-hmm. And that was the birth of Creators Corner.
And that's a skill itself, is being fucking good at content.
100%. And it's one skill you focus on. You don't do the funnels. You don't do the fucking inventory ordering. You don't do the forecasting. You don't do the customer service, anything, right? You just show up and make content. And I knew I had Rob to invest in it. So I was like, all right, Creators Corner it is. I'm going out there. There was like nothing on the fucking market like this shit. And, you know, UGC, it wasn't even UGC space. You know, this is like learn how to become a fucking TikTok creator.
Yeah, there was like no name for it.
Yeah. There's still not really the greatest name.
Yeah.
And as soon as I launched this shit, bro, I got thankfully a bunch of kids in my program just believed in me. Or I'm sorry, in like my collective Discord of dropshippers were just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what Jimmy T. And I could explain how this made sense to people. And then Luca was doing the sales calls and shirtless in his fucking room in Scottsdale, so unprofessional like he is. It's like he's such a fucking menace. We get like 50 kids in. I signed them all. I had these connections to these brands, bro. If you're in e-commerce and these people know it and they're a client of yours, I had Mo, Fez, Rob, and a couple other people that were like, hey, here's some budget. I'm down to try whatever. Let's try these people. I was already doing work for them. They just threw money. I made this whole coaching thing, like laying it out. Now I had a reason to invest because they're going to pay me. Yeah. And now like with my coaching shit, you know, now I have margin on the front end too. I'm not taking 30% cuts anymore. I'm going to fucking not charge the brands really anymore. Maybe later I'll do like, you know, leverage plays, but I'm going to connect these creators directly to the brand. They take my margin, right? So then they're getting paid more. Their retainers go up. You know, and now I'm bridging this gap of like getting those people, solve that issue. Talent goes way the fuck up because now they're in consistent training. They're bought into the idea too because they had to pay money to join. Yeah. And now it's their lifestyle, not just some side hustle they think they need to do to fund dropshipping. And dude, literally that fucking month, like it was like life was never the same. Living my whole life, like on God, I look back, I kind of laugh. My life was never the same. You know, from right there, it was like Top Shelf, me and Rob's brand, like that. I become a full-on partner. You know, I have fucking serious equity in this shit. We launch other brands together. We go to fucking 500K, 600K, 800K, million plus a month on that one. Other one goes 0 to a million, 60 days. My client ones just start fucking blowing out the roof. I have #1 Amazon releases, bro. People are getting referred. I have to turn away people. I have leverage coming in. I have equity in like 12 brands now. Like fucking, I have like just a rap sheet of brands. I make little investments sometimes, not even always. I get paid fucking like, whatchamacallit, rev shares on all these things. Like I just eat on every fucking side of it and everybody's fucking winning. These creators, bro. In the first fucking week, I had 2 kids make 10K. Like, dude, it's just like, and now I have kids like making 100K. I have 6 students who have made over 100K in a month. Profit, I don't talk in revenue.
That's insane.
I have
by the way,
115 kids in my program that are making more than 10K a month. You know, most of them 20, 30, 40. You know, I think 300 making over 5K a month. Like I'm literally changing fucking lives out here.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah, I'm done there. So that's it. You got the rant.
So my hometown friend and our mutual friend, he's actually a student of Creators Corner.
Okay.
And
what's his name?
Mike Kuhn.
I know Mike Kuhn. Yep.
So,
Mike optimizes.
Correct. That's funny.
I know my fucking people, bro.
Yeah. God, shout out Mike, by the way.
Yep.
He's always buying by my whole side coming up throughout high school and where we are today. But he's had great success in your program too.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a 10K a month.
He has.
There it is. You can see it, bro. Dude, like fucking Sanjay's girlfriend's in my shit.
Really?
Flips for Miles is in my shit. Flips for Miles girl's in my shit. Bro, Flips for Miles girl made 17K last week. Last week, bro. Fucking Sanjay's girl made fucking 20K her second month. Like, you know, this shit, it's just the culmination of that whole 4 years came into one big melting pot, and I had just everything ready at the right time.
I think that's how it is sometimes. Is like you are gonna fucking mentally battle yourself for a period of time because the stars start to align, and it sounds like that's how it was for you and me back in Scottsdale. but you just didn't know how to fucking execute it the right way. And then everything seemed to kind of line up right. And you're like, all right, boom. And within 1 month, as you said, things were never the same again.
Never the same.
So
never the same.
Now, fast forward to today, and at that period in time, how long exactly was that process of you starting to brainstorm this idea to then that month where things changed?
Dude, it was like a 2-week, like as soon as I came up with the idea of like, I'm going to do this, like I'm going to piece all these things together and make this ecosystem, we had launched it in like probably 2-3 weeks.
That's fast.
You know, pretty quick. Yeah. And this was it's been a year. It's July of 2023.
That's why I was wondering. I was like, things changed pretty fast. Very fast.
And then there was like an inflection point too. Like it was very quick where, like I said, life was really never the same. Because it also just like, I really had leverage on every piece now. So my income jumped big time, you know? And then January of 2024, this year, I really figured out how to like take volume on too. Like, and that was like around where TikTok Shop really started to blow up. So then the category blew up big time. And at that point, I was like, you know, then it went from like, you know, those 50, 60, 70K months, which is like big fucking difference from 20 to 30.
Yeah.
You know, once you get past 30, get closer to 50, like, in my opinion, I don't think you really need much more money than that. But, you know, would you say the same?
I actually asked Mason this on our podcast.
Okay.
And I told him, I actually asked him, I was like, where do you think that income gets kind of like to the point where it's like excessive or like unnecessary? And he's like, why can't I just make more money? And I was like, oh, I think 30K a month is like, you got all your needs met. You can live like a luxury lifestyle besides all these private jets and shit. But you can still live like crazy.
Right.
So I would still say 30 myself.
Yeah, I think it's the 30 to 50 mark. 30 to 50, it's like, let's say you didn't have control over raising it, obviously, right? You know, so it's like, whatever. You could, and you were like guaranteed to make that for 10, 15 years. It's really good money. You know, it's really good money. You can do it's because you can still spend that 20K a month package, you know, of like, you can get a lot with 20K.
Yeah.
You get a lot of dinners, like really dirty apartment, you know, like nice car, right? Like some jewelry, travel, bank, like really good lifestyle package for like 20K. And you can still pocket like 20 to 30.
And put in fucking investments.
Right, exactly. So you can still pocket that amount. And that's the difference between the 20K. Because 10K package, decent. It's solid. Good life. But like pocketing.
Not out here though.
Yeah, not out here.
You get fucking bankrupt full quick.
But that pocketing the 10 is like not enough to really like, you know, you're making 100K in the bank a year. Like it's not enough.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing there. But then you go to 100. That's where it starts to become like hard to keep up with, in my opinion. And it's like, you know, really you can live abundantly. And then now I'm like at that like 200, 250. And when I say this, by the way, like I don't love talking about income and stuff, but oh yeah, sorry. I don't love talking about income and stuff. Like I try not to just be the money guy, but like, cause there's so many people making more money than me, whatever. Like I don't do it for that necessarily only. I love money, but nobody cares about their students like me. Like, please, I would love to go fucking student for student with someone, bro. like I'll go student for student with you, bro. Result for result. Like that's what I care about. That's why I make money. But, you know, when I talk in the 250, like I'm talking when I'm netting.
Yeah,
like you know, that's going into my account.
23 as well, right?
I am.
Yeah.
But bro, it's not. There's people making way more. There's people selling companies, all that. So I'm like, just Mason's making way more money than me, you know? But I will say though, I will never be like, oh, I'm making 400 and that's like my revenue. And I'm really not, I can't.
It's kind of gay.
And that's the same thing that happens in these spaces with all these make money online people is like, I totally get why no one trusts anyone, bro. I totally fucking get it. I totally get why everyone's like, you know, fuck anyone who sells a course, you know, because it's all these people out here renting a car, fucking telling you that drop shipping's the easiest way to make $10,000 in 10 days. You know, it's like, yeah, you're a fucking liar, you know, like your life is a fucking joke, you know, and I just will never do that, you know, like, yeah.
I'm like close with Seb G and Seb Escueda, and they are dropshipping guys, and they teach people how to dropship. Do you have any words to tell them, or what would you tell them?
Dude, me and Seb Escueda are pretty cool. I've Seb Giorgio, I've only like hung out with him like once. Me and Escueda have talked like more on the phone. But dude, there's nothing wrong with dropshipping, bro. if anything, I think it's probably one of the better ones. And I mean this genuinely, bro, because I'll shit on some if you want. Like, fucking, you want to talk about trading? Like,
where's TJR?
No, that's different though. No, like TJR, like I can go into why TJR is different than different traders too, because I really will keep this shit a fucking buck, bro. Trading is brainwash. Okay, but that's okay. Hold on. Let's take a step back. Dropshipping, as long as you're pragmatic with what it is, because there's kids that I made 100,000 profit off fucking dropshipping. You know, like that was where I put 100,000 in my pocket. But as long as you're pragmatic with what it is and realize that I don't think it's the most powerful thing for most marketers. I think most marketers are better off being affiliates and doing like my like ecosystem of stuff for like kids, you know.
Bro, I'm a fucking affiliate for a software company. That was my main thing.
Okay.
So like I completely agree with that.
Right. It's like you don't have to deal with
There's
building
no
a fucking company, you know, especially if you're good at driving it. You know, then it's like, bro, it's like if I would have I put up like 250, 300 million views for my swimwear brand, right?
That's great.
Right. It's like, but not even, bro. It's like, fucking, if I would have done that though, for even just the same product with Rob running it, you know, with Amazon backend, really proper site speed and copywriting and fulfillment and new styles, it's like I would have made a lot more than 100,000 personal profit.
It unlocks so much more value.
And then I would have done it for 3-4 clients, you know? So it's like this whole thing of like chasing the whole, like, I got to own the company is really retarded, bro. It's an ego thing.
It 100% is.
Yeah.
100% is. I want to, you were going on with your story there, and I'm glad you did that because even myself, like I said, I didn't even know exactly what the whole backstory was. All I knew is things changed real quick.
Right.
Like fucking Jimmy's balling right now. Something went really good for him. But you had the tattoo on your left hand, right? That says, you know, one day Jimmy Farley will be somebody. I think this is a great time to bring that up because throughout your whole life, it seems like you've had this self-belief. Where did that like come from? Were you instilled with that from your parents? Have you always believed you're going to be that motherfucker or what?
So this is a great example of social media isn't always what someone is in real life. You know, like, I'd say I try to keep my image very like the whole like fucking giving thing and the whole like acts of kindness thing. I really like try to do 10 times more off camera, but like that kind of stuff of like, dude, like I was super insecure kid. Fucking, you know, I grew up really fucking small. Like when I was in like 8th grade, I was like 5 feet tall. And like, you know, like I was tiny. So like I was super insecure. I had buck teeth. I had like all this kind of shit, right? And so
my teeth are fucked up too.
Yeah, bro, and it sticks with you too. Like you'll fix it, but you still like thoughts and all these things are habits. They're pattern thinking. Yep. So you can change everything and you're still not going to get better. You can put the clothes on, but if you don't fix the body or you don't fix how you feel and your mind, it doesn't matter, right? It's like this, it's all just bullshit, right? So I grew up super insecure, you know, and that lingered on for a long time. I will say with business and stuff, I was always that fucking hustler kid. So like, I was pretty realistic with that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty fucking good at like understand what people want, you know, and like being able to provide that. Like I always was good at that from fucking 8 years old. I was selling candy, garage sales, tie-dye socks, marijuana. I'm just kidding.
Crack.
You know, deadass thought was the fucking plug in high school. I hopefully we're out of statute of limitations, but you know, whatever it was, you know, I had the bar in fucking college, like all this kind of shit, right? You ever hear my dorm room bar? So I will say like a lot of my college friends now, or like my old college friends, I didn't stay that tight with a lot of them, but a bunch of them like reach out to me now and are like, yeah, this shit all makes sense to me. Like, you know, they're like, I see why you're making money. Like that fucking bar shit you did was fucking crazy. You know, they're like, yeah, I get it.
You were always like hustle, like as you said,
yeah,
as a young kid.
So like I always knew I was like, no, I am going to get rich. Like I do understand that. Like every single job I had, I was always the fucking best employee. I would always level up really quick. I wasn't supposed to be a server. I got to server dumb quick. You know, like all that kind of stuff I was fucking good at. You know, But when it comes to self-belief, I don't want people to get the idea that like I'm like, you know, some fucking cocky like, you know, I know I'm him type shit. Like, bro, there was a lot of times where I'm battling myself, you know? If anything, I feel like I always tell like kids this. The first hour of my program, by the way, is completely mindset.
As it should be.
Literally the full first hour, and I'd say it makes the biggest, I'd say 80% of my results fall back at least a percentage onto mindset, right? Honestly, 90%. Where it's just like, dude, like, you have all these things. Like most of this shit is not getting insane fucking knowledge about making money. Like it's like basic shit. If you just stick with it for like a few months, you're gonna figure shit out. It's actually more of getting out of your own fucking way.
Yeah.
You know, like how many times in your journey did you be like, oh, like, you know, I'm just gonna procrastinate this, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna, you know, not listen to someone, I'm not gonna buy a course. Like all these, like all the normie thoughts that you get right through your fucking journey, you have to break your old fucking self.
Yep.
Right? So that was a big part of my shit, bro. That's why it took me a while.
That's what I was gonna say. Sometimes that reinventing yourself takes a while, and sometimes it happens kind of quick. It depends, I believe, how much your back is up against the wall.
Okay, I have a different take on that.
Really?
Okay, what's your take on back against the wall?
Back against the wall is like, okay, clearly everything I've been doing is not working.
Okay.
I need to do maybe not the opposite of what I'm doing, but something damn near way different than what I'm doing to get better results.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying more like, there's a take online that even I can find myself agreeing to at times, where they're like, you need to max out your credit card.
No.
You need to crash out. You need to kill your mom. You need to, you need to have the cops chasing you, and then you'll have the motivation to make it happen. Okay. So, I mean, that's typically what people mean when they say back against the wall, bro. So you mean more
That's
of
like fucking insane what you just said.
Yeah, I was kidding. I was dragging it out. You know what the real thing is like, they say like, okay, look, you need to like I hate when kids drop out of college. Okay, because I didn't drop out right away. I took 2 gap years.
Okay.
I was like, let me figure it. Like, why do I need to drop everything? Like, be pragmatic, bro. Right? It's like these kids. I don't like the idea of like kids will join my program, bro, and they'll be like, I just dropped out of college and spent my last money on this program, and I'm like, I've dead ass refunded kids for that before, and I'm like, go back to school, please, bro. Like, no.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, and it's like you're not gonna do well, bro. It's like I just like they're like, I need no plan B, and then I'm gonna make it. I'm like, if you can't even do it when you have a plan B, what the fuck? Like, bro, like get your shit together. Like, fuck. So I thought, like, if you're saying in the sense of you just need to break everything, you're saying back against the wall.
Yes.
You need a better term for that. You need a better term. What's a better term for that? You need a complete reinvention almost, right?
Just a pivot in the actions you're taking every day to get different results.
A self-audit in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Self-audit to see what you're doing and what you're not doing.
You're going to the kind of down that route of the quote where it's like, the definition of an insane person.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I agree with that big time.
Okay.
You know, where it's like you're a product of your habits and your circle. You definitely need to make some radical changes.
Definitely need to make changes.
Radical changes.
Yeah, when you're not fucking getting any progress.
Do you need to crash out? No, I don't stand
Definitely
behind
not.
that. I'm like a big hater on that. And a lot of people tell that.
When you say crash out, does that mean like the fucking credit card maxed out shit?
Yeah, like people genuinely put that out on the internet. That's like seriously, and I think I struggle with a little bit of people doing it for just viral clips.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
But I think to the point you gotta be careful because 1, kids believe it, and 2, and that's like fucking dangerous, right? You know, you could ruin kids' lives over that. But 2, I think if you say it so many times, you might actually believe it. You know?
For sure.
It's genuinely not good advice in my opinion for 95% of people.
Yeah, because you can just get fucked up now, but also you're like in this case, your credit score is gonna get fucked for years,
right?
And then you gotta pay somebody to kind of wipe your credit report, and all this bullshit essentially.
There's definitely like times to go hard, you know, where it's like there was times where, dude, like fucking after the swimwear shit, we were down to, you know, a couple $1,000 or whatever, you know. It's like, you know, we need to fucking make this work. I want
to dive into that then, because that's like a fucking pain point that a lot of people face. And now that you've gotten out of that, what was that emotional, and I don't even say emotional, that's like gay, but what was that mindset that you were kind of keeping yourself accountable to get out of that ditch and pretty much crawl yourself out of that to make something what you are today?
You know, I'm not going to act like my shit was like, I've heard some way crazier stories than my shit, bro. Like, I've heard some... It
doesn't need to be the craziest.
Yeah, I've heard $250,000 in debt. Like, you know, I've never had like shit like that, to be honest with you. But you know, it's just those times where it's like you got to go buy 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 inventory. You know, we had 40,000. then like some other bills came up, you know. It's like I remember this one time, bro, like right before 2021, had that big day, had those big months, then some slower months. This is where dropshipping gets a little tough, right? It's like people forget there's actually costs in that shit. You're shipping out to customers. You have to deal with the refunds if they need them, chargebacks, all that kind of shit, right? And we got down to like $700. In those times, bro, the best thing you can fucking do is fucking have perspective and gratitude. That's like probably 20 minutes of my mindset course, is like teaching kids pretty much every single possible way that'll click for them about like how to be grateful and have perspective. Because at the end of the day, like it's pretty much the only way to stop like imposter syndrome coming in, like stop you from quitting on your journey and being consistent. Because once you stop being consistent, you might as well fucking die. You know, like everything's cooked after you can't be consistent. And so yeah, in those times I'm just like, dude, I can just go back to college. Like, who cares? Like, this is better than fucking being in class, bro. At least I'm trying something. You know, like fucking. You're
getting experience with something too.
Yeah, at least I got a crazy story that'll come from this. You know, I really would think like that. You know, it was stressful a little bit, but like, what am I gonna do? Quit? Always. That's the best fucking thing too, bro. I think this is actually the first video in the mindset course of like, this was the mindset shift that changed everything for me, bro. I like literally was like, the only way I fail is if I quit. The only way if I fail is if I quit. The only way I fail is if I quit. The only way I fail is if I quit. All these times I look back, like, bro, I obviously knew what I was doing. Like, I fucking, you know, dude, the dorm room bar, bro, like I really put on some shows of marketing, bro. I had a private Instagram or private Snapchat story, and I made it like as like a joke like a week before. And then when these girls came over, I made it look fucking lit as fuck in there. Oh, yeah. And I had them all tag me. And they're like, you know, like I didn't even have to like ask. I set it up in a way to where they would like.
Just wanted to show it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's like the kid, I'm out here with I had like all the little pieces you would think of that would be like viral, right? Where it's like I had the fucking shaker and I had like the right glasses to where I could put garnishes on them to where it's like, why is this so professional in a fucking dorm room? You know, I was wearing a fucking apron. You know, it's like shit like that. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, so it's like I had these pieces, but it's like anytime I tried something legit out of my comfort zone, I'd quit. Bro, everybody's opened a fucking Shopify store. Everybody.
I might fucking have to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fucking everybody's tried to trade on Robinhood. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, but all these things like, I don't know about trading, but fucking all these things, if you stick with them long enough, even trading, bro, you stick with it long enough, it might take you 30 years as a trader and a couple of years in jail if you fucking go broke. But you can be successful in those things, right? So I was like, why not me? You know, why not fucking me?
That's the thing, is that mindset of like, somebody's got to do it. Why not me type shit?
Yeah, but I have to go. I'd say 95% of failures in the online money space and students and programs and people who want to change their life and try is simply giving up too early.
I 100% agree, because
like, there's no doubt. You can't really argue that.
Bro, yeah, I have people that I also do for like other like one-on-one shit too. It's not like my main offer, but the people that quit are the people that don't get the results are the ones that quit within the first 4 weeks.
Exactly.
I'm like, bro, this shit's taken me several years to get where I'm at. Same for you.
And it's like, even if you gave like, and then do you get the friends? I'm sure you get this all the time. I'm glad to hear there's these stories of like Mike being successful, which by the way, like not to toot my own horn again, but like, isn't that like, how many friends have you had to ask you for help and how many have made it? Fucking, there's 2 out of 300, you know?
One person.
It's Mike.
It was Mike. It was one person.
Wow. Okay. Shit. Testimonial. But, you know, it is like, it's miraculous if they figure it out. It's miraculous because how many of them fucking don't even try, you know, don't even like go past a week.
How do you handle that in your coaching program? People that just fucking suck.
Dude, my fucking training is pretty fucking good, man. Like, honestly, I'm not even too big on like accountability, to be honest with you.
That's like one of the main things most coaching programs have.
Yeah, I think, you know, I've kind of been thinking about this too. Like, it's like obviously there's decent accountability. Like you're gonna be spammed with fucking notifications every day. Like, but I'm not gonna go call you. Like, it's not like personal accountability. Like, there's definitely like, we'll check in the chat, whatever, right? But I'm not gonna go call you. I'm not gonna be like your fucking mom. Yeah. You know, it's like, I think it's more the accountability becomes the shame of you saw so many people making money in my shit. If you didn't do it, like kids know it's their fault if they didn't make money in my shit. Like it really is known. You know, I've never had a chargeback.
Wow.
That's probably my best fucking stat.
That's a flex.
That's a fuck. I've told people that and they're like, okay, so they're like, they're genuinely like what? Like never? I mean, bro, obviously I've had like times where I've refunded people, right? Where it's like,
you're doing first, initiating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not after a chargeback. Like they reach out to me, they had a reason why they couldn't stay, didn't want to stay, whatever. And I just do it, you know? It's a handful, you know, it's not a ton, maybe like over 1 or 2 a month, you know, whatever. But I've never had a chargeback. The only time I had, I guess you could call it a chargeback, the kid never joined the program. Someone fucking paid on a stolen credit card. You know, so
that's happened to me too before.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that a chargeback, but I guess
just
we could
a
say
fraudulent payment.
Yeah, we could just say one. You know, I've never had like a true chargeback of a kid being like, "Fuck Jimmy Farley, I'm gonna," you know, whatever. I've had someone's credit card stolen. They're like, "What the fuck is Creators Corner?" You know, like yeah.
Okay, this has been really good so far. I want to ask you a question I have in my notes that kind of will be a synopsis to all of this. What is your end goal in all of this with the personal brand, with the brands itself, with the connections? What is it in your mind?
So I'm actually someone that I don't think super far in advance. At least that's what's like working for me right now. I try to like focus on what I can control in the moment of like my input of like, I'll tell you, it's done extremely well for me caring about like my people. Like I just like really fucking care. Ask anyone in my fucking program. Like I really fucking care. Like I live and die by it, bro. And it's like, that's just done really well for me. So that keeps me like very present. But at the end of the day, you know, it is to get rich. That's like you know, to build things that so actually this is something I learned through dropshipping that I was very grateful of. Cause I told you I sold the swimwear brand for pennies, right? It's like, you know, and but I told myself, I was like, oh, I'm gonna sell it for millions. Like how many stories like that have you heard of like kids building these e-com brands where they're like, watch me build this to a $10 million exit. Watch me build. None of those happen. Like nobody talks about this. I'm just saying, nobody talks about this. Even some of the ones that have sold, they almost always are shittier than what they were shooting for.
Yeah, I actually know somebody that sold recently, and it was for like $300K.
Right, and I bet you they fucking were talking about, and maybe they haven't told you, maybe they have, maybe it was on the internet talking about a 10 mil exit at some point. Almost guarantee you.
Don't you also think though, it's just like the excitement they have?
Yeah, it's not good though. It's not based in reality, you know? And I think that's like it's a coping thing, right? Because what I was about to get into is how I learned this from dropshipping. There's really 2 ways you can build money. And then the third way is combining the two, right? You can have aggressive income, right? So basically building cash flow.
Yeah.
Then you can go and chase these equity pieces. Then you can also do both, right? So with this like dropshipping e-com brand building, right? Let's call it e-com brand building because dropshipping is just whatever within that. Building an e-com brand like a Tabs or a fucking Sweet Dreams, all these whatever, right? Once you start running the finances of e-com, it's really hard to make a ton of personal money doing that.
For sure.
Yeah, this is where we get into like, you know, the downsides of e-com.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys that are Shopify guys that I know are big on the affiliate side.
Right.
Which of course is just being an affiliate, no fulfillment. You're just referring people.
Because that's the cash flow.
Correct.
Right. You know, that's the cash flow. And there's e-com brands that are making money, bro. There is.
Yeah.
The thing is as quick as you can make money there, you can like be hit with expenses that you weren't even like knowing were possible. You know, like real shit. The bills I've seen at e-com before are just nuts. So it's like a lot of times you're stuck to chase that equity play.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you're like chasing these things of like trying to hit this revenue number, trying to, you know, hit this margin, blah 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 blah, have this much life on the store, which is so fucking hard. There's so many pieces that go into that. You have to have the right buyers, the right fucking market growth. You know, you have to see like, you have to be right place, right fucking time. And this is why where Amazon cats make more money, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. But that's the equity piece. And then the cash flow piece. This is where like, dude, I didn't realize this, how much cash flow until like 2 years in when I started doing consulting, had my little Discord, had my agency, which agencies are cash flow businesses, you know, if you do them right. Some of the agency motherfuckers make no money, but some cash out.
That was actually one of the things I'm going to bring up to Ben, because he was doing like $20K a month. I felt like a slave, he said.
Ben who?
Bader.
When was he talking about? Oh, in his basketball agency?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he still runs an agency, and now he makes serious money.
Yeah. It was not the same as what it is now, though, as you're saying.
Yeah. That's definitely possible, you know. But even then, though, he was making cash, right? It's like he was still making probably net in 10, 15. But basically, I'm making these two. You see the two avenues, right? You know this. Like I'm preaching to the choir right now. But like there's those two avenues. I've realized the best thing you can fucking do is combine them. Like how many rich people you know that'll show you?
Not a lot.
You might know some dude. I bet this motherfucker knows some billionaires, honestly.
Yeah, I
actually do. You know, it's like, have they shown you shit though? No, they're usually like secretive. They're like, you see their wealth through like little material flashes or like little like mannerisms, right? Like how many have shown you a bank account? Have any?
I haven't.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So getting back to it.
Bro, it's the mannerisms though.
The mannerisms,
sure.
yes, exactly, right?
You know, like this person is important.
Right, but it's the thing is though, is the material helps, the mannerisms help, but seeing it, like it's like, bro, it's like
two eyes.
Yes, bro. It's like the first time you see 2 commas in your account, you're like,
fuck
oh,
no.
You know? I'm sorry, like, you know, I was talking 100K, right? First time you see 100K in your account, you're like, whoa, you know, that's like,
kind of made it a little bit right now.
Huh?
It's like I kind of made it a little bit right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, I could fuck up and I'd still probably be fine, you know? And it's like, bro, now imagine we're talking, like these numbers, I told you, like, they're like, that shit's crazy, you know? I'm not saying that's like, this is a richest dude, but it's like a real dude I like talk to every day.
It's real.
You know? And so I'm like, okay, that if it goes well is the best one, okay? Because really he got rich off this fat exit, okay? And he had like a bunch of little e-com exits. Amazon dudes, bro. Amazon. I'm telling you, run the fucking numbers. Shopify dudes are broke compared to Amazon dudes. On God, run the fucking numbers. Because those listings have so much value. You could do no marketing. If you won the listing, it'll print cash for 10 years.
Yeah, you can get listed as like #1 Amazon bestseller.
Yes, bro. There's some random cats on Amazon that have these stupid little mom and pop brands that are doing 100K a month for 10 years. You know, so it's like his brands, like he was talking about one day, he's like, I should be careful talking too much about it. He's like talking about, he's like, yeah, I get paid like $6,500 a month from this brand I sold 4 years ago. He's still on like the rev share, like the fucking earn out. He's like, yeah, I get paid like $6,500 a month. Like I forgot, it was going all to this account. I had like 400K in it or something. I was like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, he's like, yeah, they've totally flopped on running it after me.
Really?
You know, it's still his 10% is still getting that or whatever it is. It's like, fuck.
Okay.
Fuck.
This is a crazy, like, fucking mental perspective breaker, right? Okay. Being surrounded by these types of people.
Yeah.
How has that impacted your own business?
Unbelievable. So let me finish this too of these avenues. So like that, when it goes well, is the best. You get one of those. Even Rob's fucking would make a lot of, you know, gurus look stupid, you know? But when it goes wrong, it's the fucking worst. Like, dude, you can really crash out. Like I know some people who have disappeared off the internet that were chasing 10, 20 mil exits, follow my journey, and then content stops getting posted. And the dude kind of gets a little chubby and what's going on there? And it turns out, you know, this brand went from making 200 grand and everybody's on the edge of their seat edging to this shit, you know, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know, that shit started losing. iOS 14 came out, fucking nobody wants the product. They got banned on this. Their fucking Facebook ad account got cooked. And they're losing 200K a month overnight, you know, or whatever it is. And their fucking storage fees went crazy and they want to fucking kill themselves. Like, so it's like you focus all on that because they don't have any personal money to back them up, you know, all this kind of shit. They're not making cash flow that's just like straight to the bank. It's the worst when it goes wrong. And then cash flow is going to be 2 always, right? It's not as good as a perfect exit, but you're always going to, but it's not nearly as bad as a failed exit, right? You're making money the whole time. True cash flow is true cash flow, meaning you're like making, we're not talking you have to spend exorbitant amounts of money to to get the cash flow. I'm talking affiliate cash flow. Like my creators are fucking low-key rich, bro. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my
They have
like
no fulfillment on their end.
exactly. It's like fucking they have a bad month. Whoop-de-doo. They lose their fucking a little bit of money from their lifestyle, you know, like, and they're still making 10K a month, you know? That's like the best. And then if you can do both and you get lucky enough to get one of these, that's basically what I'm looking at long term. I have so much fucking leverage from my group. I've grown these brands to such insane numbers. Like I'll tell you, on fucking God, actually I don't even want to say it. Fuck it. With AJ, like he's like, this dude fucking stupid fucking rich. He's like, I've never seen brands grow this fast. He's been a part of these huge fucking exits, unbelievable revenue. I've never seen fucking 0 to 1 million in 60 days. I've never seen that shit. You know,
It's a crazy stat.
Yeah, with stupid net profit too. We put up $1 million net profit on some of these brands before in a month, and he's like, I've never seen this shit. You know, he's like fucking blah blah. Blah. And when it's like, okay, I'm gonna let Robin, who are way fucking smarter than me, I'm gonna take the minority stake. I'm good at what the fuck I do, so they respect me. Like, why the fuck are they working with a 23-year-old? I'm good at what I fucking do.
Yeah, Rob's like 26, 27, right?
Huh?
How old is Rob? 26,
32.
27? Oh, wait, he exited at 26.
Yeah, 28. Yeah. Yeah, he's a grown ass man.
Okay.
And you know, I'm gonna take the minority stake, not have the biggest ego about trying to own it all. I'm gonna be happy making them a ton of money so that they fucking sell it one day. They got all the connections in private equity. AJ has 6 exits, Rob has 2, and they, you know, and hopefully get me a layup one day.
Yep.
You know, that's my long-term goal.
Okay, so we're kind of planting golden Easter eggs with these
I'm gonna
guys.
become a multi-millionaire just off like doing good business, changing lives, and running up this TikTok shit, and continue to up the ante, and then hopefully one day, and if it comes, great. If it doesn't, whatever. You know, worst case I end up a multi-millionaire. Best case I end up a decamillionaire. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm going for 100 million. I'm going for $1 billion. No.
Alex Ramosi type shit.
No, I'm not. Like, I'll do that eventually, bro. I think like if it goes well, I'll become a 10 to 20 mil.
Yeah. My end goal, I've been transparent about this, is 20 million.
Right.
What the fuck do you need anything else for?
And no, it's like, well then, I'm gonna be honest. I think you should go a little bit higher.
Really?
Cause a lot of people say I go way too low, and I usually say 50.
Really?
Because wait, what are you saying 20 mil for?
Just for me to be like, all right, I can go and put, a quarter of that in investments, medium, high risk investments. Fucking put another quarter of that in lower risk investments. Dude, I don't need a $1 million a year lifestyle. Me personally.
Okay.
Personally, I don't.
Okay.
I like the simplicity. I like hanging out with guys like you and connecting. That's the most thing I value, is the connections.
Right.
So I don't need the fucking insane things. Of course, it's fun once in a while.
Okay.
That's where my mind's at personally.
Okay. I was giving 50 more. I was like, you can literally do any of the stuff though. Because like, it's more of like a thing of like $1 billion. Let's be so for real. $1 billion is so unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like so unrealistic. Like what the fuck do you need that for? Unless you want to like literally just spend for no reason and buy 30 fucking ultra exclusive properties or whatever it is. I'm talking more like 50 million is the stuff of like go your whole life without genuinely having to stress about money. 20 million, if you spend $1 million a year, you might have to stress about money at some point,
That's a lot of money to be blowing a year.
Nah, not really, bruh. When you start running it, because like let's say you want to buy one house, right? Like let's say your property, are you saying 20 million after your house? Because then like what if you want to get one just banger house, right? Or maybe one really solid house and a lake house, right? Then you're looking at 7 million of that pot's gone, even 10 million, depending where we're going. Are we going fucking Hollywood Hills, So 50 million, you can get the banger house, you can get the fucking lake house, you could do a fucking yacht in Saint-Tropez once a year. That was fucking $200K a week. You could do the fucking unlimited material, all your family taken care of, make money off the investments enough. So it's like 50 once you run the numbers is really what you need. Maybe 100. Hey, I've ran the numbers because I'm going to quit after that.
Yeah?
I'm done. You ain't going to see me again. Unless it's on Saint-Tropez.
On the yacht.
Or my crib that's going to be like Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Dude perfect.
Dude perfect type beat.
I'm going to just have fucking zip lines and fucking zebras running around.
Throwing shit around.
He's going to come shoot guns. He's going to have a shooting range.
Hey, I mean,
he's going to run the security team. I'm paying $200K. I'm going to pay him $100K a month. run the
yeah,
security team. And I just know that shit's going to be like fucking Fort Knox. We have
Locked down.
We have the perimeter secured. And if anyone wants to come in, they will be neutralized.
Mitch is that guy. Bro be studying like cybersecurity.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's valid. That perspective. I mean, maybe fuck it'll change mine too as I keep going.
20 mil, it's not that different, but that's like, we're talking like if you want to never work again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Never work again. And be a fucking baller. What you do, bro? You gonna have kids one day, bro. Kids are expensive as a bitch, bro.
I know.
Tell me about how you want to raise kids. Fuck these other questions.
How I want to raise kids?
Yeah, what was your next question? What was it going to be?
I was going to ask you one question about info products.
Okay, sure. Let's go into that. And then we can go into kids and families after.
Yeah, this is one of my last questions for you, actually. It was about, besides student results, besides getting testimonials, right? What do you think the most important thing is when building a successful info product or coaching business?
Yeah. Great question. I was about to write a tweet about it, and I was never going to put it out. So, dude, a lot of it boils down to the students, bro. So I actually had this written out. So here are like my 4 to 5 like biggest pieces I think in building a successful info product business, because really my stats are fucking dumb. I know this stuff has been huge levers because of how my stats don't make, like I told you, let's call it no chargebacks. You know, that one fucking stolen credit card. And like, that's just not normal. And it's like, I don't really post content like that. You know, like I've got a decent Twitter. I don't talk about business on Instagram at all. I've got my YouTube. That's probably the most like I'm talking about stuff, but I don't run ads. And my calendar is booked the fuck up, you know, and my close rate's stupid. My show up rate's stupid. I do more in referrals than most coaching programs do in fucking revenue, period. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like like a lot of these favorite little Twitter gurus, like can't keep up with even my referral stuff. And I think a lot of that's always going to boil down to how much you fucking care. Like, bro, it's like I don't have to worry about like kids like crashing out on me or disrespecting me. I was telling George this the other fucking day. You know, it's like, find me another dude who's been in that shit for 4 years and hasn't fucking wavered a bit. Like, I built the fucking market of like this whole UGC like TikTok affiliate space. You know, like even to this day, while everyone's out here using the buzzword of TikTok Shop, TikTok Shop, TikTok Shop, you know, it's like I have here fucking 50 creators in my program making 20 or over 10K a month with no TikTok Shop. Yeah. Never even had a TikTok Shop product. Yeah. Right? It's like,
they're just affiliates.
So the knowledge is the second piece. Care a ton. Have amazing like really know what the fuck you're talking about, to the point where it's just like people will come to me and they're like, you just don't miss. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, fucking that's how you don't miss, right? Is you just consistently fucking make it, you know, and like show these kids like every time they even think of a problem, I'm there for it. You know, it's like I already have a video for it, some shit. So being very thoughtful. And then the last piece is just like, when something goes wrong, make it right. Bro, how many fucking people are out there not giving a fucking refund? Yep. Give the fucking refund, bro. I know I have the best shit. I don't care if you want a fucking refund. I actually make money so I can give you that refund. You know, it's like, if you want it, I'll do it. You know, if I fuck up, bro, there's been literally a time last week where a campaign went wrong. I'll give you the fifth mode here, but there was a piece where some shit went wrong on a campaign. This brand owner was a little upset at one of my managers who had like kids who run the campaigns, like my mini agency shit. And I was like, I should have watched that. Fucking, and we're $5,000 in the hole. Jimbo's putting it up. You know, I'm not the coaching program, not that. I'm putting that bitch up because I want to lead by example on that, and I'm gonna make it right because longevity is everything. It's made me more and more and more money. Like my shit gets bigger every single month, you know. And then when I couldn't handle more students, close the calendar. Who's closing a fucking calendar?
I don't know many people closing the calendars, honestly.
Bro, 2 weeks in the last fucking 60 days, my shit has been closed. Yeah. Builds an aura. And then the last piece is the brands, the Rob, the connections there. Real, like, nobody has a fucking Rob putting in $100,000 a month on creators. They just don't. So that's that.
Okay. So those, say 3 to 5 different things, give or take, are what makes
that's like probably the bottleneck of most coaching programs. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't care about their fucking students. Because then you're just working against it, right? You're just like, every student of mine becomes 2 to 3 usually.
Yeah, they tell their friends.
But I guarantee you Mike has had referrals. I'm almost positive Mike has referred 2 to 3 people.
Bro, I referred him to your program. I'm not even in your program. Because I know the students you have.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a clear descriptor of like, I know that Jimmy knows what he's doing with what he does. Yo, Mike, why don't you go try and
You know what's something else
Shop?
that's crazy? I really don't even give that good of a fucking affiliate commission to. I really don't. Because I can get as many as I like can on my own. Like I can fill my calendar on my own. But I'm like, if you get it, I'll give you 10%.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's pretty decent.
It's high ticket. It's high ticket. So
Yeah.
it's a few $100. But like, I'm not out here giving 50%, you know, because I don't need to. So it's like people refer because they don't care about the $300. They're not referring for that.
They want to see their boys win.
They're not referring for that.
That's what it is.
So it's like if more programs had good results, knew what they were talking about, gave refunds, they would be fucking. The courses wouldn't have a bad rep. That simple.
Yep.
That simple.
What was the last question you wanted to ask before we wrap up?
Yeah, we were talking about like families and stuff, but honestly, I think it's irrelevant towards this. You know, it's like, it's more of just, my whole thing is like, I have been thinking more about like kids and stuff. Like I'm very like, cognizant of like what I'm going to do with my family one day. Cause like, I've just so much of who I am. And I think a lot of people like these guys too, you as well, is because we grew up a certain way. You know, like I don't fuck with dickheads, you know, like how many kids did you, like when I went to college, a bunch of rich kids, they're all rude as fuck, obnoxious to fucking service workers. You know, someone me and George spoke about the other day, obnoxious as fuck because he grew up a certain way. You know, it's like, you know, I can't get behind that, and I refuse to make kids like that. And unfortunately, those kids tend to come from money.
Typically, yeah.
You know, and I think there's also a kind of, you know, little theme on the internet of like, work so hard so my kids don't have to work. My kid's is gonna be a fucking slave. You know, my kid's the girl maybe will get a little more, but she ain't getting a Benz for her birthday. You know, so like I was kind of curious on what your take on that was. You have good takes on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. If I'm having a male or a boy for a kid, he's going to go through the trials and tribulations because that's what builds the character to unlock that achievement that we want. For a girl, I'm not going to lie, I do have a bit of a sweet spot.
Okay.
I want to have a fucking princess.
Okay.
And treat her like a dime. And if somebody else cannot match a similar lifestyle that I can give her, then they're not meant to be together. At least in my mind.
Right.
That doesn't mean
what level with them?
Be more specific.
Like you when you say like princess treatment, like she's getting everything, like all the clothes she wants, all that kind of shit. Be honest, bro. I know you know that I'm about to disagree, so but be honest, because I'm open-minded. I like the individuality on the take. You know?
I'm not gonna give her fucking everything she wants.
Okay.
However, I will definitely go and be very giving.
Okay.
If I can be more specific, I would say not a crazy car. Number one.
Okay.
That's just stupid.
Right.
It destroys the person's view on money, and they don't value it. Now, in terms of get your nails done, all right, yeah, I got you. You want to get extensions? All right, I got you.
Okay.
You want to go and get a cool, nice fit? Okay, I got you sometimes. Not all the time. Don't take advantage of me.
Okay.
But I want you to be able to enjoy your life, enjoy the luxuries, while also respecting the value of the dollar.
Okay. This is where I'm agree.
So that's pretty much how.
Because like I feel like, you know, a lot of these guys we're around are actually like really good. Like I think you're a really good guy, bro. You know, it's like how many times have you had women though where you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bitch? Like
a lot.
You know, where it's like why are you talking about fucking Hermes bags right now? You know, like
they have no conception.
Right. And dude, there's sometimes where those girls grow up with nothing, you know, and they're just like think material is like the way to change your life. But a lot of times, bro, these are little rich, spoiled fucking brats whose dads didn't love them, and they just gave them a bunch of fucking money.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah, and it's like they're just ruined.
Yeah.
So I think like, yeah, that the Tate gets dangerous, you know. Tate's out here talking about my girls get, you know, like, but he's just a master of viral shit. But people fall for it.
They do. A lot of young guys look up to him all the time.
Yeah,
I
like Tate too. I love Tate. I'll die on that fucking hill.
Yeah,
I think Tate's a legend.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
Me and my girl, I turned on Tate in fucking bed. I was like, do you know who this is? She's like, no, I never really seen him before. I was like, how the fuck?
Because if you don't like Tate, bro, you're not a critical thinker.
Very true.
Like genuinely, you know, because it's like, it's almost like I'm kind of getting close. I'm not gonna bring politics in this, but I'm getting close there with Trump, bro. You know, it's like you're starting to lose me a little bit, bro. When you're like you're gonna fucking depend. Like I'm not into politics at all, but if you're like gonna just
for president, by the way.
completely shit on these people. It's like, bro, it's just crazy. But
Shit on what exactly?
it's like fucking, I just know some fucking libtards where I'm from who are just like, you know, just, I'm like always in the middle, but they're just like,
I posted.
he's still a Zionist, whatever the fuck. That's not even fucking meme, you know, like the fuck, like, bro, he's a dog, you know.
I posted on my Instagram story the day he got attempted to be assassinated.
Yeah.
Posted a picture of me. George and Mitch, you guys probably saw it. I said, the caption, if you're voting for Biden this election, unfollow me. Where I lost hundreds of followers. But I'm glad.
No, for
I
real.
don't want them people following me.
No, for real, for real.
I want to have my own sort of like inner circle of people.
Yeah, I really like, I never have jived with politics because I just will never make a difference.
Yeah.
But it is like, there is times where I'm just like, all right, Brad, like, let's just like live in a little bit of reality. I'm not saying Trump is definitely not fucking perfect, Brad. Like, let's be real here.
No, he's not.
But neither is the fucking people shitting on him, Brad. Like, fucking, I'm not fucking, I have a lot of shit where I've done wrong, you know?
As we all have.
Lot, bro. It's like, imagine having your whole life on a fucking tape recorder. I'd be cooked. I'd be fucking,
God.
every single human would be cooked. Every single fucking human would be cooked. You know? We don't want to, like, let's not run a fucking sketch, you know? Like, god damn. I feel like this is a good thing to wrap this up on.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm so big on this giving shit, right? And I've really pivoted my whole thing into, like, almost it's my message now, right? Is like, because one, it's always been a fucking thing I value in life is like trying to really do well when no one's looking. I have it fucking tatted on me, you know, in multiple places.
I like the Proverbs tat.
All right, thank you, brother. It's like, look, we're never gonna be fucking perfect. You know, let's stop acting like it. We're all we can, and we're gonna die one day. The money's gonna be gone. The money's fucking pointless. Doesn't bring true happiness. What brings true happiness is like making an impact and doing what you want to do, right? So it's like, let's go out there, you know that our past isn't perfect, know that our lives aren't fucking exactly what our goal was, but we're going to do the best of what we got, you know, and try to make someone else's better, and never, ever be okay with taking away from someone when they trusted you, you know? So that's like the whole thing with like my program and everything. It's like, I'm going to live by example on that. I'm going to die on that fucking thing. If the program dies, I'm dying. I'm going to die on it.
That was great.
So,
Jimmy, I appreciate you coming on, bro. We chopped it up for way longer than I thought we would.
I'm sorry.
It was
Yapathon.
good. It was good because I'm glad. I already said it like 3 times, but myself didn't know exactly the entire story of from when you got from A to B with this shit, because it ignited very quickly, as we also talked about here. And also just more personal insights that people don't see, because as you said, your YouTube channel is your most kind of business type of channel, but you don't really go into your personality and more personal beliefs, which people really resonate on.
Right.
So I think the people watching now will get a better perspective, fucking, of course, like, know, and trust you more. And just, if you're here, I appreciate you, because we've been here for over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Jimmy, where can people follow you?
Check me out on YouTube, Jimmy Farley. You can check out my IG, Jim Poppy. And honestly, you should just go check out TikTok stuff. Go check out Creators Corner. If you really want to fucking see the real side of me, join Creators Corner. Best program in the fucking game.
So I appreciate you having you
Thank
on, bro. This was always great. Guys, don't be motivated. Stay disciplined. And I want to see you guys in the next podcast.
Cheers.